Hello, baby gangsters. This is Calvin, also known as Homer, and this is my first ever playthrough of Dual Destinies. Well, I believe I've seen you before in the newspapers. Of course you have. Of course you have. For I am Yuri Cosmos, director of the Cosmos Space Center, which was, of course, named after me, Yuri Cosmos. Don't you have anything you wish to ask me? Looks like he's all geared up to do some bragging. 7 years ago, I successfully launched the Hat One and... Okay, Blackwell? Everyone knows how brilliant you are. Even I am trying to hold back my tears to seeing such a great man standing before me. Okay, kind of funny, Blackwell. So could you please proceed directly to your important testimony? Aha! I see this fine young lad as a proper appreciation of greatness. Then allow me to begin my epochal testimony that will be recorded in the annals of history. That speech prosecutor Blackwell's just now. It sounded more to me like he was poking fun at Director Cosmos 110% Athena. It was actually kind of funny. It's probably for the best that it sailed right over the director's head. Now then, Director Cosmos, the condensed version of your illustrious testimony, please. What I saw the scene, so we're getting right into it. Detective Arm and I rushed towards the boarding lounge together. We went via the control room and peeked in from to see what's going on inside. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge, and Taran lying on the floor. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck. Okay. Okay, bro. Okay. I see. So in your testimony you claim you arrived at the scene after two had escaped from the launch pad to the lounge, and just after the victim had been killed. Oh, the horror, the humanity! But what I said is what I saw. And what I saw is what I said. Courageous action to take in the face of such terrifying explosions, wouldn't you say? To save my men, I went personally into the epicenter of danger, risking my own life for theirs. Well, what do you know? It sounds like the director really cares about his men. Yeah, I suppose. Although it sounds more like he was scared and just had to peek from far away. Yeah, like, I think that, like, he likes the notoriety more than he actually likes the actual safety of his men. Is the defense ready to cross-examine the witness? Let's go. Yes, Your Honor. Director Cosmos' testimony is pretty vague. I'm going to have to press him and draw up more information before I do anything else. So he wants us to press every statement? Okay, we can do that. What I saw at the scene. Detective Arm and I rushed towards the boarding lounge. You'll be able to press this. There you go. Where were you coming from? The 6th floor. We were making sure any stragglers made their way to the 4th floor. It was then we heard about Starbuck and Taran and hurried to the 3rd floor lounge. On my galactic scooter here, of course. Why do you keep calling it a galactic? Does it have something to do with space? Of course. It's specifically designed to be used on the galactic battleships. Battleships. I see, then I take it works in 0G too? Sadly no. With the current state of technology as it is, I'm afraid it would just float and be galactically useless. Well, that's a galactic bummer, truly. I see. So you rushed the boarding lounge on your space pogo stick. Okay, Judge, that was a good one. And when you got to the scene, what did you see? Okay, so we got nothing out of that. We went via the control room and peeked in from there to see what was going on inside.
Hold it! So did little pixies?
Let's see. According to this diagram, you didn't have to go through the control room to get to the boarding lounge 1. It looks like you could have gone there from the southern corridor as well. Yes, but in her haste, Detective Arm rushed ahead of me towards the control room. Yes, because she is a trained professional. Probably why. All I could do was merely follow behind her. I see. So we peeked into the boarding lounge for the control room and... So nothing from that as well. Okay, maybe we don't have to press everything. We saw a figure standing in the middle of the lounge. Taran lying on the floor.
Hold it!
So you couldn't see who that figure was clearly or what they were doing? Sadly, the only thing I could tell was that there was a person standing motionless. The defendant no doubt staring aghast at his deed. What other explanation is there? I'm so close, but without evidence I can't prove that person's the third party. Exactly, yeah. I don't relish in this, and I'm sure you don't. I hate to say it, but I can only imagine the standing figure must have been Starbuck.
Hold it!
Press this as well. Aura Blackwell also saw a suspicious figure in the lounge. Yeah, but it was too dark. But she gave the statement that it was too dark to see the person's face clearly. Did you see the figure's face clearly? That's a good question. No, not clearly. The lighter they were holding illuminated the area around the feet at the time. But other than that, I could see little else. That's why I could see Taran, but I couldn't see what the other person was. So for all you know, it might not have been Mr. Starbuck, isn't that correct? I would like to believe that Starbuck isn't the type of man who's capable of murder.
Objection!
Oh, Black was already stepping in. When the witness entered the boarding lounge, there was no third person there. Isn't that correct, Great Space Center Director? Yes, that's right. Only Starbuck and Taran were there by that time. After we peeked in, the lounge suddenly went dark and the figure vanished. You mean they disappeared? That's odd. Yeah, it's very odd.
Objection!
Another objection. The reason the figure appeared to vanish is because it was the defendant. When the witnesses weren't looking, he fell to the floor and feigned unconsciousness. Okay, that's do you have any proof of this? That's a lot to say.
Hold it!
Yeah, hold it right there, buddy. Hold on, Director Cosmos. Did you ever take your eyes off the scene? Just for a brief instant, about as long as it takes for a shooting star to go by. You would have noticed it then, for sure. If you took your eyes off the scene, then the third person could have escaped during that time. But a shooting star is very short. What escape route could this person have used? The direction also in the control room, the southern door to the elevators. Or the trash chute. There's no security lock on the door, so it would have been impossible to escape that way.
Objection!
Oh god, I think it was a trash chute. Oh, well, we don't have that as evidence, I don't think, do we? No, I don't think we have it as evidence. All things are possible, right, Dono? The real question is, do you have any proof? Oh, come from Mr. O, he was unconscious? He pretended to be unconscious? Well, if I were just talking possibilities, we could each profess whatever we'd like. An inmate who used to be a university professor, a lunar researcher, used to say that there is a kingdom of little green men who live under the surface of the moon. They don't? Are you saying they don't? As long as they don't punish us in the name of the said moon for what we've done to it. What I say, where is your proof that this quaint kingdom exists? He's calling your theory a work of fiction, boss. Thanks, Athena. Thank you very much. And he's right, I don't have your proof yet. Still. The southern door was a possible escape route. It'd make a mental note of that. Director Cosmos, may I ask you a question? Okay, we're moving on. Yes, we do have to press everything. Yes. Why did you look away from the boarding lounge? Ha ha! There's actually another tale of bravery behind the answer to that. It was when Detective Arms saw the figure and raised her gun. Being a great humanitarian and protector of mankind, I tried to stop her. What? You're saying Detective Arm raised her gun as soon as she saw the figure? I imagine her instincts as a detective told her they were the killer. Huh. I don't know about that. And were you able to prevent Detective Arm from firing her gun? I'm afraid I was too late. I was unable to stop her. She identified herself clearly and then she fired 2 warning shots at the shadowy figure. This information about Detective Arm's actions sounds critically important. And my voice gets deeper because Calvin is doing 2 other deeper voices at the same time. So my voice has to reconnect. Please add your testimony. So we have something to add to the testimony. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots at the figure. But we know that there was... Hold on, okay. The reason why this is interesting is because we know that there was a bullet found, right? Yeah. We know that there was 2 bullets found. So what do we present? Do we present... Because, no, there wasn't 2 bullets found. There was a bullet hole, and then there was a bullet found way away from it. So which one do we present this? Do we present this or that? The single bullet hole was found in the boarding lounge. The bullet itself is missing. Discovered in a gutter that runs along the side of the wall. Boarding lounge, it was fired from a 10 caliber handgun. But it says 2 warning shots. So maybe they're saying actually that because there's only 1 bullet in 1 hole, that we're saying there was only 1 warning shot? Is that what we're saying? Because there's no bullet here. Because it's definitely this we have to present. Because let's try and present this thing. Yeah, let's try it. Yeah. Are you sure you were really paying attention to what Detective Arm was doing? No doubt my words. Okay, dude. Oh my god, this face. Words that will someday be written down in history books. Somehow I don't think that those exact words will ever be written down in any history books. Mr. Wright, could you please explain yourself so that we can all understand? Yeah, I wonder if they're actually trying to say that, yeah, there was only one, we're saying there's only 1 bullet that matches that hole, so there's only 1 shot. But I still think that there could have been maybe like 2 shots. I don't know. You say Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots, and yet only 1 bullet hole was ever found at the scene. What? Only 1 bullet hole means there was the gun was only fired once. And yet Director Cosmos is saying Detective Arm fired 2 shots. No editor would allow such a glaring contradiction to a history book. We're talking about the history book?
Objection!
Oh, here we go. Unfortunately for you, the witness words are true. We confirm that 2 shots were fired from Detective Arm's gun.
Objection!
But there was only 1 bullet hole at the scene. Where did the other bullet hole vanish to? Oh, Taka's giving us some evidence, is he? Did Taka give us something? You should know the answer to that already. I should? Oh, wait. Are we saying that it shot the oxygen tank and that's what made it go into shrapnels? During the previous trial, a certain oxygen tank was presented as evidence. We already discussed that it was ruptured in the lounge, have we not? Well, it appears that the thing that ruptured it was a bullet. A bullet that was found near the tank, to be precise. This bullet was fired from a 38. Wait! But the other bullet we found was a 10 caliber. So there was 3 shots? What? Wait. So there was 3 shots. Is what they're saying. The rifle marks also match up. There's no question that the bullet was fired from Detective Arm's gun. This is very strange. There was a 3rd shot? Very strange. Rifling marks are like a gun's fingerprints on a bullet, correct? They always have to say this to make sure we remember this as well. Yeah. And examining the rifle marks on the bullet can tell us with the gun it was fired from. One of the bullets from the detective fired found its way into the holographic image display. The other bullet came to stop near a victim's oxygen tank. The evidence confirms the director's statement that the detective fired 2 shots. My beautiful contradiction. Gone. All gone. So that bullet hole was from a 38 caliber, huh? I better update the record. Yeah, there we go. So we have, that one's from 38 caliber, and the actual shrapnel's from the 38 caliber too. So that means the 10 caliber is like a different gun? That's strange. Very good. Now we have the fate of both of the shots Detective Arm fired. Mr. Wright, does that clear up all of your questions? It does not. We still have the other bullet. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots. One hit the holographic display and the other hit the oxygen tank. But what about the other one? Does that really clear up everything about what happened at the scene? No, it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. It does not. It does not. No, Your Honor, it doesn't. Detective Arm fired 2 warning shots from a 38 caliber gun. But that doesn't explain the existence of a certain piece of evidence found at the scene. A piece that points to the existence of a 3rd person. Yes, exactly. Oh? Very well, but I want you to keep us waiting, Mr. Wright. What piece of evidence suggests that the possibility of a 3rd person at the scene? The bullet. The bullet. The other bullet. This bullet. The 10 caliber.
Take that!
Take that. What is this metal pellet supposed to be? Just a little something of great importance we found at the crime scene, Your Honor. You found it where? In a floor gutter at the crime scene. It looks like the police and prosecution both missed it. Furthermore, this is a 10 caliber bullet, making it much smaller than one of the detective's arm's 38 calibers. Yes, exactly. I love this. I freaking love this. That means there's, oh my god, there was, at the very least, there was another gun at the scene. At the very least, there was another gun at the scene. Then that means... Exactly. One more person must have been there in the lounge. And third person who had a gun that could fire 10 caliber bullets. Grunk. Just a grunk. Just a gunk. Nice white pants. And if that's true, it explains why Detective Arm fired warning shots. This third person fired at Detective Arm and Director Cosmos with their gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos? It looks like you decided my miraculous tale of survival. Deduced. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon... See, if Candace Arm was here, she probably would have said this. She might have said this, but he's just trying to like trickle feed us because he's telling a story. What's this now? Like, this is what gets him the most attention. You never breathe a word of any of this to me. This is more dramatic. It's going to be remembered more for him. Ah, well, all great men have a secret or two. Yeah, exactly. Look, he's trying to make himself seem more mysterious. Foolish old geezer. So Director Cosmos really has been hiding the presence of a third person all along. Director Cosmos, I want you to testify to the court about what you really saw. You may be a very great man, but in my courtroom, you're just another witness. You don't receive a special treatment here. Now please give accurate testimony. What I really saw at the scene. Detective Rob and I rushed to the control room together, so we have no doubts about this. In the lounge, you saw a figure standing in the middle of the room, and Taran was on the floor. Okay. We were still in the control room to east when the figure fired at us. Okay, that's a very concise statement. But how... Hold on a second. Do we have a diagram of the space again, or are we allowed to look at that again? No, how did it end up... How did the bullet end up all the way across the room then? Given that there was no third person in the lounge and the witness entered it, does this mean that the person who fired the gun had to have been the defendant? No, Your Honor. Not necessarily. It's still possible that it was someone else. Most likely, as soon as Detective Arm and Detective Cosmos discovered this person, they escaped the southern door, and the one that didn't have a security lock.
Objection!
Double-edged swords are tricky lot. Mishandled one, and it is you who is cut down. What did we make? Did we make a mistake here? Your reasoning could apply if Spaceboy were the killer as well. Think about it. After being discovered, he could have fired the 10 caliber gun. Detective Arm would have responded by firing 2 warning shots. All he do was feign unconsciousness to invent the possibility of a third person. This is a lot though. You have to jump through hoops to make this true. But Mr. Starbuck didn't have a gun in his possession when he was found by the police. Nor is the gun been found at the crime scene. Its absence can only explain if there was a third party who took it with them.
Objection!
Well, how do you explain this, Blackwell? Go on. Recall the existence of a trash chute. Okay, then check the trash chute. Check it then. Then it could simply and then pretend to be unconscious. Like what you like, Blackwell? I love you. And I think you're very good at this. But you're telling me that like you're adding extra steps every time. Eventually, you're gonna be like, he threw down the trash chute, then went over, got a sandwich, got a cup of coffee, then laid on the ground. You're adding more steps. It's more time. It's more like room for error.
Objection!
Like it's more room. But you can't deny the possibility of a third person leaving the weapon. You can't. It's your word versus my word at this point, and we're just both giving ideas.
Objection!
Don't object. Stop. It's up to you to prove that possibility. And I trust you haven't forgotten my little piece of decisive evidence. What evidence? Why, the detonator switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, naturally. The most compelling evidence of all is that tells us he is the culprit. Why are we not? We should be questioning Tetanate then. Because it's similar to his. I did forget all about that. Oh my god, this is a lot. Look, you Boldens, how deliciously obvious it is that they lack the evidence to rival mine. How has he sliced our third-person theory to ribbons and served it to us just like that? Yes, well, I have a question of my own, actually. That bullet that the mysterious figure shot, what did it hit exactly? It hit me. So it shot him? Does that mean you're a Judge, you're really funny. You're a ghost? I was wondering when you would realize it, your boldness. Director Cosmos is an authentic, bona fide ghost. He can even pass through okay, Blackwell. Okay. You're all very funny.
Objection!
Prosecutor Blackwell, shame on you for teasing a nice old gentleman. Shame on you. Actually, not shame on you, Athena, but very, very nice of you to assume he's just a nice... Well, he is. I guess the judge is, like just very silly. You know, he's not a bad dude. Your boldness was all in jest. Please show yourself again. Are you sure? In that case, how did you manage to survive being shot, Director Cosmos? I'm glad you asked. It was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet hit my glorious Medal of Honor, whereby it ricocheted, thus saving my life. What? That is, if that's the actual true story, that is a story you tell in a book. That's a story people write about. That's unbelievable. I have to check this out. Oh wow, look at that. There's one extra Gyaxa star. The odds are literally astronomical. I guess it really was a miracle. It's beginning to really feel like the cosmos is watching out for Director Cosmos. I mean, like, to take a bullet, like, that is that's like, I don't know what this exactly means for the trial, but it is impressive. Like, it's an impressive, like, moment to happen, right? To be saved by your Medal of Honor. Why did you conceal this information, Director Cosmos? A great man such as myself has to hide things in occasion, no matter how much it hurts. No one would have judged you for this. This makes you cooler. It is the plight of the truly great... The music's here again. It may be hard for this generation to understand. I don't know, but it sounds fishy to me. What else is he hiding? Let's just cross-examine him and see what we can find out. Now then, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. What I really saw at the scene. Detective Arm and I rushed to the control room together. See, what this... Again, the bullet... Him being shot is a massive deal. And I think, like, the way he's doing this, he's trickle-feeding us the information because he genuinely... Like, I think likes the aspect of, like, he gets a bit more attention each time, right? If he tells it all at once, the attention dries up. And he's a person who, like, you know, has done a lot, but he wants to be recognized for that, right? So we rushed to control him together. We believe this. In the lounge, we saw a figure standing in the middle of the room and surrounding the floor. We were still in the control room to the east when we figured... The reason why I want to present something on this, or at least press this first, is because how did the bullet get over to the other space in the 10 caliber gun? So in other words, you were fired at while you were in the control room door. That is correct. There's something not quite right about that. Director Cosmos, the bullet this person fired hit you, isn't that right? Yes, it was a miracle befitting a great history-making figure such as myself. The bullet fired hit me while I was in the control room. But as the Cosmos would have it, the bullet bounced off my glorious Medal of Honor, which is very sick. It's really cool. It's really cool. In that case, the bullet should have wound up somewhere in the control room door, but it didn't. So Director Cosmos was in the control room to the east. And while he was there, he was shot at by someone with a 10 caliber gun. But the bullet hit the metal, so he was able to escape with his life. I like Athena kind of breaking down this stuff sometimes for us, you know what I mean? It's actually a very good design choice by the developers. He's a very lucky man. No wonder people think he's great. Hey, I'm pretty lucky myself, so if he's a great man, then I'm the king of all the cosmos. Tracks. You are very lucky. So maybe we have to like present something on that third statement then, because this is the one that I'm questioning the most. And Phoenix says, well, it doesn't seem quite right. So do we question where? Because if the bullet was found in the south wall, but he was in the control room, that doesn't make much sense. Director Cosmos, I believe you were telling this court a great and glorious lie. Using the word glorious there, very good. A great man like me tell a lie? Have you ever heard such a thing in all of history? My accusation is based on the position of the people who you were in the lounge. According to your testimony, you and Detective Arm were near the control room door, and the mystery figure was standing in the middle of the boarding lounge. If, as you say, the figure fired a gun at you from this position, yeah, then the bullet would have traveled in this direction. Yeah, to the control room. However, we found a 10 caliber bullet here, near the trash chute. Oh? That trajectory where the bullet was actually found contradicts each other. Director Cosmos, where were you really, where were you when you really were being shot at? Yeah! Oh my god. I love that he's like so like, you know, like we said, he's like a 90s space anime like hero, right? In the way he talks and the way the music plays. But at the very crux of everything, he is going around on his Segway. You know, he's spinning around in his Segway. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the human merry-go-round.
Objection!
Oh. Don't tell me you've forgotten already. Didn't the witness himself just tell you? The bullet hit his metal. Of this, there was no mistake.
Objection!
But in that case, the bullet should have just been found near the east side of the room. Are you trying to say that you can explain this inconsistency? Yes. Here's the thing. If I'm wrong, I would like to know. Because that would help us out too. That would help us out so much. Of course. Okay. I'm okay with this because I think this actually will help us to learn more about how the bullet could have ended up there. I didn't think so. What? Phoenix, I don't know how he's going to do this too, but I do think it's going to help us in the end. Oh, great Director Cosmos. Yes? Is there something you would like me to expound upon? You were in fact not in the control room to the east, were you? So he lied. He lied about this too. Well, I guess he hasn't lied. He's like been holding information, so I guess not really a lie. So you're looking to the lounge from the door to the south, is that not right? Yeah! What are you getting at? Use your own brain. Your head must have some use other than housing that bird's nest. Why does everyone pick on my hair? Director Cosmos and the detective witnessed the scene from the southern door. So they're in the southern door? The killer fighter there, and this is why the bullets are. So he lied about being in the control room. Why? That makes some sense, actually. Yeah, it does make sense. I'm glad we know now, but like, why? Also, the witness being at the southern door is rather favorable for the prosecution. Huh? I've got a bad feeling about this. How about it, Director? If you don't tell the truth this time. Yikes! His handcuffs! They're on chains now. You'll become the rust upon my sword. I relish the chance to cut down the great man. Honestly, like, I don't, like, the lies are crazy to me. Why would you change the control room to the south door? Alright, I'll tell the truth. Just put your sword away. You're correct. I, the great Yuri Cosmos, was looking into the room for the southern door. Why lie? What? That's the complete opposite of all the testimonies given so far. It is. It's like, it's on its head. And now you've lost your possibility that the third person was. No. We can still prove this. I have? How? The director and the detective were near the southern door. Meaning, the killer couldn't have escaped through here. The western door required print recognition to the corridor beyond what was filled with smoke. The only escape route left was the eastern control room. You're walking into this because now, if this is the case, if this turns out to be the truth, and this is what we actually are getting at here, right? This is the truth. If this turns out to be the case, then what actually happens here is that we have only one other person that could possibly have been the killer, who could have accessed the control room as well. And that's Yuri Cosmos. You're walking into your own trap here. And the only way to get through the door there was the Director Cosmos' fingerprints. Yet, oh my god, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Please say something, Phoenix. In short, there'd be no escape for any third person had there been one. Yeah, but what if the third person was Yuri Cosmos? My third person just disappeared. Like in one of Shuzi's magic tricks. No, we can do this. We can do this. Yuri's the main suspect now. Yuri's the main suspect for us. For our position. Order in the court. Director Cosmos, why did you tell such an outrageous lie? Here we go. You were covering for the defendant. Isn't that right? Yes, it was all for the love of my men. If I said I was in the Eastern Control Room, it would mean the culprit would have escaped through the southern door. It would have meant that there could have been a third person. All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I was in the control room to invent an escape route for the third person. Dude, I can't believe the lie, but I really feel like he's walked himself into something we can look at here and say if he's the only one who had the fingerprints, and maybe it was him. Not saying he's the killer, but I'm saying that it does look like that he's the only one who could have gotten through the other door. It looks like we've come to a conclusion. That the defense argument, the possibility of a third person has crumbled. No. It's over. Yikes. The judge is about to hand down his verdict, and it's so convenient that Candace's arm is gone. Think, Phoenix, think. This is the perfect time to try and turn my thinking around. If a third person had no way of escaping the scene, then what if one of the people at the scene was the third person? Exactly! Phoenix, yes! Wait, what if the whole premise is all wrong? Phoenix, oh my god, I love you so much. Director Cosmos said that he and the Detective Arm rushed to the scene together. But what if that premise isn't true? Yes! Because Detective Arm isn't here to tell the truth. What if one of them reached the scene before the other one? And that person entered the lounge? Then they would be the third person. Yeah, the defendant is the only one who could have killed the victim and shot the director. Wait a second, Mr. Judgy. That doesn't leave any room for argument against these claims. I will now render my verdict.
Objection!
No, Mr. Judge. No. Please wait, Your Honor. There is still one possibility. Oh, this had better be good, Mr. Wright. There was one and only person. I'm feeling so energetic now. Like, you know when you get like it's like a runner's high. You know when you feel like, oh yes, I got this. Who could have escaped from the scene? And that person would be the first person who arrived on the scene. Then, upon entering the boarding lounge, the second person to arrive came via the southern door. That's why the first person who fled from the room, using the escape route, was accessible only to them. Very well, let's hear more about this theory. Who is this person who could have escaped from the boarding lounge? Oh my god, the buddy, you dunzo. It's never could be Cloggo. It's Yuri Cosmos. Brother, thank you so much for walking right into this for us. Thank you so much. Mr. Wright, what are you claiming here? Of all the people who were at the scene, only the witness could have escaped. Director is the only one with the authority to open the control room door after all. But that means... Exactly. The true identity of the third person is our current witness, Director Yuri Cosmos. Oh, there's the thing. Oh my god, could have been Yuri this whole time? What? We're only 30 minutes into this trial though. There's no way that this is going to be it though, you know? We have a lot more to go. Order in the court I say. Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself in more detail. I assert that Director Cosmos arrived at the scene before Detective Arm and entered the boarding lounge alone. Detective Arm arrived after that and saw a suspicious figure who was actually Director Cosmos standing in the lounge. And that's why she fired those 2 warning shots. I've been hit on the starboard side. Yeah, he's definitely reacting to this. I think it's true. Captain Wright, it's a direct hit on the enemy ship, sir. A magnificent shot. Warning shot! Fired from the enemy ship! Prepare to intercept! Cosmos, you have told a lie in this court once again! I've been hit on the port side! The enemy called for reinforcements! Oh my god, he's port. We're starboard. Earth to Cosmos Control Center, requesting permission to ask that you return to reality. I do love, that's what I like about Blackwell as well. Blackwell will sometimes be like, what are you doing to his clients, you know, and sorry, not to his clients, to the people he's, the witnesses. But my ship will not go down to anything less than the ultimate weapon of evidence.
Objection!
Oh. But I do have evidence. In fact, you could say that your battleship bears its scar. The medal! If Director Cosmos is the third person Aura Blackwell saw, this third person fired a detective arm at the Director Cosmos with her gun. And in return, the detective fired her warning shots. Isn't that how it really went down, Director Cosmos, which would explain where the other bullet went?
Ah, it looks like you deduced my miraculous tale of survival. Yes, you're absolutely correct. The mystery person fired upon us.
Director Cosmos has been the one who's fired the 10 caliber gun. I agree at this point. Oh my god. When Director Arm discovered him in the lounge, it only makes sense that he would have turned and shot her. Therefore, the evidence on the director's body is a different kind of relevance than before. Thank you for spelling it out for me. Once we compare this against another piece of evidence, the mark that you received from the third party will all be, so we have to, okay, so to prove that you were the one there in the lounge.
Brace for further impact.
Comparison against this piece of evidence will prove that you were the one who shot that. So it's a comparison, so it's not the actual medal itself, it's the bullet. Oh man. .38 caliber bullet found on the floor at the scene didn't hit the oxygen tank. It hit Director Cosmos' medal. If we have that ricochet mark on the medal analyzed, I'm sure the caliber will match up. And that mark proves to be from a .38 caliber bullet. You're donezo. It'll prove that you were the third person we've been looking for. Well done, Phoenix.
The bridge is destroyed. Long altitude. All hands abandon ship. If that's true, then what about the bullet that hit the oxygen tank?
It was a 10 caliber bullet. In other words, dual sense wireless controller battery level is low, Your Honor. It was the bullet fired by Yuri Cosmos. Isn't that right, Director?
No.
Oh, he's revving.
You've got it all wrong. What? The engine have started again?
Oh, he's got an answer?
It's a miracle I'm not going down yet. Witness, stop this at once and confess the truth.
If you don't want the history book to say that a great man was a great liar, then accept your fate and tell the truth. Oh my god, Athena, what a line. What an absolutely amazing line.
Are you giving me orders? Me, the great director of the Cosmos Space Center?
But the Cosmos... Oh, this is a great drawing. Revolves around me. That's the thing. I think, yeah, he's very arrogant. Very arrogant. Yeah, we're seeing more of this now.
Someone get me off this thing!
Oh my god. Holy hell.
Order on the court. Someone please stop the witness from spinning.
I did not think it was going to be... I didn't know who it was going to be. I thought it was going to be a mysterious, like, third party that came in.
That good as we were able to stop him from spinning off the face of the earth. While he was twirling, I took the liberty of running analysis on the mark on the medal. It was made by a .38 caliber bullet, matching it with the size of Detective Arm's firearm. Are you ready to confess the truth, witness? No, you got us all wrong. This is just a misunderstanding.
Is he going to start piling on more lies? He's good at them. Well, he's not very good at them because he got caught out at every turn. It looks like it. But no matter how many lies he tells, I'll just expose them one by one. Oh my god, this is him standing over and going, no matter how many times you come back, I will kill you. I will destroy you in every lifetime. I'll make that big liar tell the truth. And we're used to liars. We're used to liars all the time. To be continued. Already? Okay. A to be continued already is nuts. That is surprising. Oh, we're just right back here. No lounge. No lounge area.
Director Cosmos, a new possibility has been presented by the defense. They are claiming that you were this third person. Forgive me. I'm so sorry. So the great pioneer of space development is revealed to be just another fabulous cur. I only have one question for the likes of you. Shall I send you off quickly or very quickly?
Double quickly there, Mr. Blackwell. Ah!
The evidence doesn't lie, Director Cosmos, so don't try and talk your way out of this.
Fine, I'll tell the truth. It was all just as you say, Mr. Wright. It's true that I was there in the boarding lounge. I got there before Detective Arm, and when she arrived, she fired warning shots at me. I was afraid people would mistake me for the killer, so I escaped to the control room. I then went past the elevators and all the way around to the boarding lounge one again. I came up behind Detective Arm and pretended to be the second one on the scene.
Dude, this is a sinister, like, he's done. This is like a full-on, like, heist plan. What a troublesome old man you are, with such convoluted deeds and thoughts.
I see. So then, are you still insisting that you did not kill the victim? Of course I am. When I arrived at the lounge alone, I saw the true killer. The great Yuri Cosmos was a history-making witness.
Hold it!
We can't trust you now. Just hold on a moment. We proved a few minutes ago that the third person that Mr. Starbuck and Miss Blackwell saw was you.
No, it wasn't me. I saw the person as well. If I were the killer, why would I lie to cover for Starbuck? I would just leave him to take the fall.
That is an excellent point. No, but it was barely a cover-up. He crumbled in 2 seconds after you. Like, he didn't try to deny it. He crumbled. He gave in right away.
All I wanted to do was protect Starbuck. I said I saw in the control room to invent an escape route for the third person.
Well, it makes some sense if he told those lies to cover for Mr. Starbuck. Still, a lie is a lie, Athena. So Director Cosmos claims he's not the culprit. But where's the proof?
I just remembered. I have an alibi.
Oh, God.
Miss Blackwell said that she saw the killer at 10 a.m., correct?
Yes, and?
Well, I was on the 4th floor helping with the evacuation effort. Ask any member of staff you'd like. They'll cooperate with me.
Director was not fibbing to the court for once. I confirmed that he was an alibi for the time specified. So, you're claiming that Miss Blackwell saw the killer? Oh my God, no. What? Saw the killer commit the crime first at 10 a.m.? And that you arrived at the lounge after. What if? No. What if? But no, Candace wouldn't pick up the. I was thinking, what if Candace came in, picked up the knife to check what it was, and I don't know. That's what I'm thinking, or something like that.
Yeah, I believe the person I saw is the same person that Mr. Blackwell saw. Miss Blackwell saw. Although it was pitch black, so it's more of a shadowy figure than less of a person.
Man, you have gone from being one of the most enjoyable guys I've ever seen in my life to having the Mario star on your jacket. I just noticed now, actually. So that's actually pretty cool. You get some points there.
And I couldn't actually see their face, but it was definitely the silhouette of an Earthling. An Earthling?
As long as he has an alibi, we can't very well claim Director Cosmos was the killer. No, we can't. Then again, we don't need to yet. I wonder if he was really covering for Mr. Starbuck. I don't think he was. He crumbled so quickly. Your defense moves to have the director testify about the person he saw.
Very well. Director Cosmos, your testimony, please.
So okay, let's go. What I really witnessed. Okay. I'm ready.
As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer fired a gun at me. I hid to avoid getting shot. But when I tried to get another look, they had vanished into thin air. I was near the elevator side door and, well, the launch pad 1 door. And the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer.
That's it? That's it? That's all we're going with? So you were shot by the killer as well, and then it disappeared?
Yes, though luckily no harm came to my glorious body. Unfortunately, the bullet hit Turan's oxygen tank. I know because I heard a pang. That must have been the sound of a tank being ruptured.
Wait, but I thought the bullet hit his metal. That was Detective Arn's bullet, remember? Right. what a mess this is turning into. Athena, you're right. You're very right. And like, it's becoming more and more of a mess. It's going to get very jumbled in our minds. So it's not something to be ashamed of, I don't think, if we don't get this fully right away. Director Cosmos has claimed that when he found Mr. Trans and his killer, the culprit shot a 10 caliber bullet at him. Right, but it actually hit Mr. Trans' oxygen tank and ruptured it. And then the killer disappeared, and the director went into the boarding lounge. When the detective arm caught up and fired those warning shots at him, judging by his medal, it looks like one of them almost took him out too. Good summary, but that doesn't explain where our mystery killer went. I was so sure it was going to be Cosmos. Director Cosmos, I was wondering if you could elaborate on when the figure disappeared. I'm ashamed to admit I tried to hide myself when I was shot at. There's no shame in this. Stop with this shame stuff. You were getting shot at by a bullet. When I peeped back into the lounge, the real killer was gone. I rushed into the lounge straight away to investigate. But what I found was Taran with a knife in his chest and Starbuck on the out cold on the floor. So, we have a culprit who vanished from a scene that had no escape route. Vanished without a trace. It's truly like one of the great mysteries of the cosmos. Man, it's so funny how I went to like adoring this guy to being like so suspicious, so like down on him now, you know?
Silence.
And rightly so.
A riddle of the ages indeed, but I'd rather know how a fibbing leech such as you can be lauded as a great man who is always misunderstood in his own time. Must remain true to himself, even if those around him don't understand.
Well, you stayed true to your lies for sure so far. That may be the first true statement he said all day. But how do you suppose this person managed to vanish so suddenly?
Simple. Because it was a space boy himself. When he was spotted by the director and the aura, he quickly feigned unconsciousness.
Again, this story, man. This feigned unconsciousness because like he got rid of all the stuff, he threw it in the chute, he had breakfast, he had dinner.
That would certainly take all the mystery out of his idea of vanishing culprit.
I want to raise an objection, but I don't have any counter evidence. Director Cosmos, when you saw this person, did you also see Mr. Starbuck on the floor?
No, it's because it was dark and a black hole in there. I didn't see Starbuck until the other person vanished. I entered the room.
That wasn't exactly helpful.
I'm prepared to accept your surrender, Wright Dual.
We can't surrender, but Blackwell, please just help. Please, Blackwell, you know this is fishy as well. You know this guy is fishy as heck. I can't find any holes in this testimony, but I can't give up. Mr. Wright, why don't you let me help? Of course. Yes. Oh, yes, the mood matrix, of course. While the director was giving his testimony, I detected a cacophony of discord. Which means he's hiding his true feelings from us, huh? This just might help us find out what happened to our vanished killer. That'd be great, Athena. Let's see what you can do with him. You got it, boss. I wouldn't want to miss this chance to delve into a great mind. Yuri Cosmos, prepared to hand over the secrets to your heart to me.
Love it. Absolutely love it, Athena. Turn on widget there. As I tried to enter the lounge, the true killer inside fired a gun at me. So these emotions are fine. I hid to avoid getting shot. Oh, you got on a segue. And when I tried to get another look, they had vanished.
Okay, so we have no emotion about them vanishing? Like, I think, yeah, no, for sure. Let's check the other ones too, though. But for sure, this is weird. No emotions about him vanishing. I was near the elevator side door. And well, the launch pad one door. Why are you... And the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer. Wait a second, hold a second here. Launchpad 1 door. You're sad here. And here's... Okay. We'll do this one first to see what this one's right. But he's sad about the door. Hold on a second. Look, he's sad about... And well, the Launchpad 1 door. I was near the elevator side door and the Launchpad 1 door. And the control room door should have been shut tight to the killer. Why is he sad? Okay, first of all, let's say like why aren't you surprised here, right? That's the first one for sure. Why aren't you surprised here? You must have thought it was very strange that the killer vanished into thin air.
I did. That kind of thing just doesn't happen usually.
Usually. And yet, at that time, you barely registered any shock at the occurrence.
What? Why are you...
I can only think of one reason as to why you were surprised by the killer's vanishing act. It's because because it wasn't surprising, or it didn't happen, maybe? You must have a good idea where he went, isn't that right? Oh, okay, so I was thinking like it should have been a shocking moment, but yeah, he knew where he went, so there was no like surprise involved in it. Okay. Pretty good, Phoenix.
What? No, of course not. That's preposterous, dude.
Like, I don't know why. No, okay, we do know why. He's trying to hide this. Only I can enter the control room.
And the area beyond the launchpad door was filled with smoke, making it impassable. And for the southern door?
What about the southern door?
I was standing right there. So there was nowhere for the killer to run.
So you should have been surprised. Maybe or maybe not. You went into the room to check on Mr. Starbuck, and Mr. Tran, yes? What if the culprit took that opportunity to silently slip out through the southern door?
I hardly doubt it, as you recall right after I entered the lounge. Detective Vaughn came rushing towards it herself via the southern hallway. Anyone trying to escape through there would have been caught by her.
And yet, the director wasn't surprised the killer vanished. So you're absolutely sure there was no escape route for the culprit to use? It's working, boss. One more punch, it'll be a knockout. Thank you, Athena. Athena, it's you. You saved us in so many situations here. There seems to be more than one emotion that's at odds with his testimony. Go get him. Oh, okay, so the other one we saw as well. Time to pinpoint on our way out to the victory. Yeah, perfect. Thank you so much. Was it this one? No, is the next one? Yes. So he was sad. He was like, I'm not feeling good about this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you seem to be afraid of the launchpad door, so it's fear, I guess?
The great Yuri Cosmos afraid? And what basis do you have for that outlandish accusation?
Whether I have any basis or not, you seem to be quite distressed by it.
I'm certainly not.
Director Cosmos, there's something about the launchpad door you're not telling us, and that's the picture that Blackwell took as well, right? The launchpad door?
Yeah.
Wow, he's speechless. It looks like you hit the nail right in the head, boss. I'll just input those 2 pieces of data, and yes, just what I wanted to see. It's still not a full noise reduction, though. You know, it's still not a full noise reduction, which is not great, but hey, we can probably, like, get towards that. Presto, changeo, less Discord, which is good. It looks like we're on the right track. Thanks, Athena. Now to make sense of what we learned. Director Cosmos wasn't surprised that the culprit suddenly vanished from the lounge, which points to the possibility that he knew where the killer had escaped to. Furthermore, talking about the door to the launchpad made him uneasy. In other words, he's probably hiding something about the launchpad 1 door, which is also the thing that we knew was going to be a big part of this because it was taken a picture of by Blackwell. When we put the 2 pieces together, only one solution to this puzzle comes to mind. Director Cosmos, did the real killer escape through here? So he thinks the killer escaped through here then? Like through this area?
Take that!
The culprit went through the launchpad 1 door to escape, didn't they?
Yes. I mean, no. Disaster to starboard. We're escaping. We're going to crash into an asteroid.
Master Tactician, you are not. The area behind the door was filled with smoke, wasn't it? True. But this is still the only logical answer there is. If you can just figure out what the director is hiding. The launchpad 1 door. We should be able to iron out the logical inconsistencies.
But that door requires fingerprint recognition. Only Starbuck, Tyrann, and I have access. I don't see how the killer could have opened that security lock, do you?
That's an easy one. The killer was right there in the boarding lounge, meaning there's a way he could have easily gotten past the security lock. Come to think of it, we did examine the prints on the fingerprint recognition device. I propose that the killer used this person's fingerprints to get past the security lock. Oh, we know his fingerprints. Solomon was the only fingerprints on it. Yeah, Solomon's was the only fingerprints on it. That's... Mrs. Starbuck was lying unconscious there in the boarding lounge. Anyone could have easily gotten past the security lock by using Mrs. Starbuck's prints. And actually, Mrs. Starbuck's prints are exactly what we found on the device's screen. It looks like he does have something to hide about the Launchpad 1 door. And I'm betting it's got something to do with that the culprit's escape route. But I don't have enough information to see the whole picture yet.
You know, something just occurred to me. Oh, really? Would you like to hear it? Of course. You're the judge.
Huh? Oh, yes, by all means.
There's a security camera in the boarding lounge 1. Right? The one that recorded the victim and the defendant?
What about it, Your Honor?
Oh, sorry, that was Phoenix. If the true culprit escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor, then that might have recorded on the security footage as well. Then the mystery would be solved. No, I think it got destroyed. What do you think of my logic? It's sound logic if it wasn't destroyed. Yeah, it's sound logic, like to think of it that way. I hope you didn't strain your faculties too much for that, your boldness. I like to think he said it genuinely. I hope you're okay. I beg your pardon? Look, if we play the security footage beyond this point, it's broken. Yeah, we saw it before. Fulbright showed us. Oh my, the footage cuts off! The camera was running up on backup power, but apparently the power cables were damaged. Most likely by the after effects of the explosion. There was no footage after this, be it of criminals or space aliens. And I thought it was such a good idea too. I mean, it wasn't mentioned so far in the trial, Judge, so I'm going to give you a little bit of defense here. Like, it's pretty sound logic, right? Just because your grandchild is watching for the gallery, it doesn't mean you should try to show off too much. Grandpa baldness. If he's... Leave the grandchild out of this. Prosecutor Blackwell, how did you know about my grandchild? Oh, he was trying to show off. I feel terrible. I think his grandchild just learned a little bit about the harshness of the adult world. If I saw my granddad getting, like, big boyed in front of me, I'd think about it for the rest of my life. Setting aside the issue of grandchildren, I'd like to have a witness continue. Director Cosmos, could you tell us more about when you entered the lounge? Oh, if I must. Oh, so it's more of this, okay. I hid to avoid getting shot. After the killer vanished, I went into the lounge. Oh, an info update, okay. Well, that's when Detective Arm appeared from the elevator on site. So it makes this emotion does make sense. The idea that he would be kind of like super surprised by this. And then the detective shot at me. Wait. The surprise goes down after the shot. Anger goes up, but the surprise goes down. Okay. Should we pinpoint this? He was more surprised about her showing up through the door than actually getting shot. Which means he probably felt like he was going to get shot. Director Cosmos, why were you so surprised when Detective Arm found you? And again when she fired? Isn't that a bit unnatural? Sorry, he says, and again when she fired. Wait, no, I thought it was that it would lower. I guess it's because he was surprised twice, but I thought that would make sense. This contemplative look. Sadly, even great men such as myself have ordinary human feelings. Our bodies are bound by the forces of gravity and emotions. Even a great man such as myself experiences surprise on occasion. Yes, I'm sure you do. But my real point is not the fact that you were surprised, but rather that you were surprised what you were surprised by. Pardon me? First, you were surprised when Detective Arm found you in the lounge. And just after that, you were, of course, again surprised when she shot at you.
But considering what you were surprised about, it's a strange phenomenon occurs here. Director Cosmos, what is strange about your surprise reaction is the fact that you were surprised twice? More surprised more surprised when she came in. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, great. Sure, you're surprised as Detective Arm shot you. But the surprise you felt when she found you in the lounge is much greater, exactly. Yeah. The fact that you were more surprised by simply being found at than being shot at it's huge. It's a huge deal. Suggests to me that you were conflicted about whatever it was you were doing there.
The enemy has acquired a new weapon. Commence Operation Hide on your desk.
I wouldn't hide on that desk. We'll be able to find you very quickly. Please tell me I finally sunk his battleship. Man, what's Apollo doing right now? Boss, I'm getting less Discord now. That must mean he really is hiding something about that launch pad door. And whatever he's hiding, most likely has something to do with the killer's escape. I wonder what it could be. If he's doing something suspicious around that door. Maybe we can spot some change between before he came in the room and after? Detective Fulbright gave us a photo taken after the crimes. Let's run a comparison, okay? Let's see this footage of the door before the director to Cosmos closed the door. Okay. And this is the door how it looked out. The knob changed. The knob changed. Hey, look at that. There is a change. Something definitely is different. Director Cosmos.
What is it? What are you tubing up to over there?
He's very upset now. Finding the answer to what you were doing when Detective Arm found you. That's what. And the answer lies clearly with this footage. Is it like an emergency opening? All we have to do is compare the photo that was taken during the investigation.
Don't be ridiculous. If you really have an answer, you'd have pointed it out already.
He's asking for it. This is what changed directly after the incident. The knob. The knob. The knob. The answer is this knob.
Yeah.
We've hit the hour mark, but I think it's the last video of the week. I think we're gonna go and see if we can follow this through. Your Honor, please take a look at this footage.
Let's see.
Let's take a look at the knob next to the launch pad door. As you can see, it's horizontal.
Yes, it is, isn't it?
However, when we investigated the scene of the crime yesterday, the knob was vertical. Yep. Changed once again.
And what does that mean?
It means that sometime between before the director arrived and after, somebody turned the knob. Exactly. So good. So good.
Ah!
After the scene was discovered, you were the only one who could have turned the knob. Come on now, Director Cosmos. Let's hear what you have to say. What were you trying to do by turning that knob by the door?
Fine, I admit it. You're right, I did turn that knob. That knob is a safety lock meant to keep the launch pad in place. I was afraid there would be more explosions, so I wanted to move the launch pad away.
You wanted to do what? Hey, didn't Ponko tell us that Ponko did say something about this, yeah? She said once the launch pad is fully assembled, it moves to the launch site. But the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to be disengaged first. I guess that clears up what the knob is for. It's a safety knob. Also, the killer escaped into the Launchpad 1 corridor. Maybe they were transported along with the Launchpad to the site? I don't think so. The Launchpad 1 corridor was filled with smoke. I don't think they could have escaped through that corridor. So then where did the killer escape to? Huh. I love that answer, just a subtle, huh. He's thinking about it, you know? I guess there are still things we need to uncover. Exactly, 100%. We can do this, though. Director Cosmos, I requested you tell us about moving the launch pad in more detail.
Fine, but listen carefully, for I'm about to give a history-making testimony.
I had no choice but just to get... Why? Okay, all of a sudden, happiness. I had no choice, but he's happy about it. I'm sorry, but like, what are the is there other answers here that have changed? I fear there might be more explosions. So I had to cut the launch pad loose. Surely the only escape the killer had was through the launch pad 1. Oh, so here's an info update. But that area was a sea of smoke. Confounded, where on earth could they? These seem normal to me. The first one I want to pinpoint first. You're all of a sudden you're really happy. What's happening, guy? You're happy that you couldn't do this? There we go, pinpoint. Why are you happy? I had no choice but to disengage the safety lock. You make it sound like you were reluctant to do so. Yeah, he was happy to do so. And yet when you did it, you felt some joy. As if you were really pleased with yourself. How do you do it? How do you know everything as if you were there? It's Athena. You can blame Athena and also praise Athena for it. Pretty impressive, isn't it? This is the power of analytical psychology. So care to explain why you felt joy when you disengaged the safety lock? When I think back on the facts we've discovered up to this point, I have to believe that you were trying to fulfill some hidden agenda. Yeah, how do you know that too? Because I'm more or less a pro. At guessing, yeah, we are very good guessers. We always have been. But you have no proof that I have a hidden agenda. And if I did, I would never ever tell you, so there! Dude, that's even more incriminating. The fact you're like, if I have a hidden agenda, I wouldn't tell you. That's even more incriminating. You can rev up all you want. I know people say they regress as they grow older, but you, sir, take the cake. And how could you doubt a man with such great intention, intelligence, and integrity? Silence. You, a man of oh my god, don't make me laugh. Oh, Blackwell. What came over him all of a sudden? You've spouted nothing but falsity since you stepped up to the stand. You're not the kind of man that will be glorified in the annals of history. Not for greatness, anyway. Unless you consider the great, barefaced liar and oh my god. Blackwell, when he comes through, is really good. Liar! His words bite harder than his blade. You moved Launchpad 1 after the explosions. My, how naive you are. You fail to realize how even the facts themselves have betrayed you. That's what I'm saying. When Blackwell is good, he is good. Just the thought, but modern English can be your friend. Honestly, no, I think you should keep going the way he talks. It's awesome. And here's a thought for you. Immediately following the bombing, Launchpad 1 was on the boarding lounge 1 side. The police confirmed this unseen. What? Liar! He's still on the liar part. So that means the director didn't move the launch pad? Curse my judgment for calling history's greatest liar to the witness stand. Like, I always appreciate Blackwell's like ability to be like, yeah, I made a mistake here as well. And like also like, not only that, but like also like F you to the witness sometimes, you know? Let us leave him to indulge in his lies and war games to his heart content. Liar! Objection! Oh, we're objecting. But it doesn't make sense. You can't deny that someone turned that knob. And once the safety lock was released, I'm sure the pad must have went somewhere. If we chase down the truth of this issue, we just might find where the killer escaped to. Come on, Blackwell, you're doing good too. You're sure it must have went somewhere? We just might find out. Your arguments are nothing but conjecture, bluffing, and wishful thinking. Same to you sometimes, same to you sometimes. But let me conjecture and get some evidence. Stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is. Or you're not man enough to, boy. You just call me boy? You just call me boy? You big boy me? First you big boy the judge, and I big boy me, Blackwell? After me praising you? Talk about hitting below the belt. Youngins these days. Oh my god, he's calling him a youngin. He's calling him a youngin. I don't understand it. I'm sure Director Cosmo must have moved the launch pad. The knob was definitely turned after he came to the lounge. But the launch pad is right where it's supposed to be. I love how they show the frustration of Phoenix sometimes, that it's like a different frustration that he, like in previous games, he had a very almost like a very young kind of like plucky frustration. It's like, oh no. But now he's like, every time he's thinking, he's like, And like, these like these very introspective kind of like grunts that make it seem like, he has matured quite a bit, Why did the director turn the knob? Not to move the launch pad away, but to bring it back to where I was supposed to be. By the way, it's not immature to be like very eccentric about how you like think about stuff, right? I'm just saying that he's changed. Like, everyone matures in different ways.
What are you blathering about?
What if the launch pad was at the launch site before the incident? And then after the incident, Director Cosmos moved it back to the usual spot. And all he had to do was turn the knob to call the launch pad back. And it'll be right where the police found it. You made him sigh like Mr. Starbuck. Was it really, was what I said really off base?
It pains me to have to explain how wrong your own logic is to you, however.
No, it doesn't pain you. You love it. You love it so much.
Our great liar turned the knob only after he discovered the crime scene. Indeed, the pad existed beyond the lounge when our astro wanderers made their escape. That fact has been recorded for posterity on filmless film.
Alright.
So to reiterate, stop chasing your fantasies and see reality for what it really is, boy.
You big boy me again? Get a grip, Mr. Wright, and focus. We know the launch pad must have been moved. But our deductions and the actual facts of the case are in direct contradiction to each other. Well, maybe the two astronauts never actually boarded the rocket. This footage could be fake, taken with body doubles after the incident or something. Athena? On second thought, that's too far-fetched even for me. But Athena never actually... That's the part, yeah, that's the... Athena, that's the part. Never actually boarded the rocket. Hey, wait a minute. Maybe, just maybe. Huh? Prosecutor Blackwell, what if I told you that the two astronauts... Athena, oh my god, Athena, well done. Never set foot inside the launch pad area, but instead went in another place. And what if the director moved the launch pad one back? It was not from the launch site, but from another place. What would you say then? Cut the existential bullet or I'll cut you. Athena!
Mr. Wright, you will explain yourself at once.
I know I'm right. It was all the other way around from the beginning. Oh, this is a very Phoenix Wright thing to do. Turn it on its head. Very well, Your Honor. Let me explain. The director Cosmos' reason for moving the launch pad 1 was to hide it, to switch it with another place to trap the true killer.
To switch it with another place, that's where we're going with, right? That has to be the answer.
But where? Because he wanted to switch it with some other place.
I'm sorry, but did you say switch it?
What could he possibly switch the launch pad with? Oh, you'd be surprised, Your Honor. All it takes is a little thinking outside the box to answer the question, and the question you answer becomes clear as day. This is what the switched with the Launchpad 1. What switched? Like this, the door? The only thing you like to switch it, like it had to, because you. The only thing you could switch it was the Space Museum, right? Because you can't switch these areas with the Launchpad 1. It has to be the Space Museum.
Launchpad 1 was switched with the Space Museum.
Oh my god, Athena, you can get any Eldu noodles you want after this. In the past, the Space Museum used to be Launchpad 2. It had the same features as Launchpad 1 and could be even moved to the launch site. Well done. Okay, I forgot about this part. I mean, the Space Museum and the Launchpad 1 can also be switched with each other.
You can't mean...
The rocket the astronauts boarded was not the one in Launchpad 1. It was the one in the Space Museum. He switched it with the replica? The Space Museum? How would they have known the difference? I guess they could have seen all the stuff, but...
Balderdash.
Thank you, Ponko.
And yet, it only explains the explanation that accounts for every riddle.
And yet, it's the only explanation that accounts for every riddle and inconsistency. Oh my god. This is how the Space Center was before the incident.
I see Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum have already switched places.
That's right. And with the two switched like this, the astronauts entered the Space Museum from boarding lounge 1. This allowed the true killer to enter the Launchpad 1 from the boarding lounge 2. This is nuts, Athena! And set the bomb on the rocket. Contact with the door to the Space Museum from boarding lounge 2. Welcome, welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. Exactly. Anyone could pass through the door to the Space Museum. Oh my god, so switching it would allow anyone to pass through. There's no fingerprint recognition system on that door. In other words, with the 2 launch pads switched like that, someone other than Mr. Starbuck could have easily planted that bomb. Gah! After settling the bomb on the rocket, the culprit snuck into the boarding lounge 1 and waited there, concealed. In order to kill Mr. Tran when the 2 astronauts emerged from the Space Museum, recalled that Mr. Blackwell's Mr. Starbuck and the director all saw a suspicious figure. And who we can suppose after killing Mr. Tran made their escape. This is nuts. Athena just like throwing out a crazy theory just worked. After that, Director Cosmo switched with the 2 launch pads back, without realizing the killer was inside the Space Museum. Oh my god, what a plan. What a plan. The killer then left the Space Museum and made a clean getaway. This is crazy. Like, I would have never seen this part coming at all if Athena didn't say it, obviously. I see you know to handle a sword and handle it well. Oh my god, thanks, Blackwell. Perhaps I should call you Swordmaster Bluff. I'm a seasoned warrior who has cut down many a prosecutor. Yes, the best of the best. But unless you can prove your theory, it's no better than a rusty sword. That's right. You have no proof I switched the launch pads. Somebody needs a better anger management counselor. Revving your scooter is so good as anger management, right? If the launch pad really were switched, there might be a record of it somewhere. At this point, Launchpad 1 and the Space Center Museum were switched with each other. So the corridor beyond the door should be the one that belongs to the Space Museum. I love them talking back and forth and figuring out for themselves together. Let's see. This is an image of the Launchpad 1 corridor. Okay. Do you see anything different when we compare it to the security footage? Huh? That's the number 1 on the floor. Well, what do you know? It looks like we have proof after all, Prosecutor Blackwell. Oh, that face. When Phoenix does that face, I'm so proud of him. I love him being a bit smug, you know? If this isn't a bluff. Oh, don't worry. It's all right here. Oh my god! This whole time it said 2! This whole time! Oh my god! This whole time? I'd never even noticed that. Very well. Answer this for me if you would. One of this footage proves that the corridor belongs to the Space Museum. Oh my god, this whole time. This whole time it said 2. There's a 1 on the floor in Launchpad 1 corridor. Oh my god, but take a look at the floor and the corridor with the security footage. It's a 2. This whole time. It doesn't look like a 1, does it? That's because what you see is actually part of a 2. What? Why is it a 2 and not a 1? That's because the corridor you see is the 1 to the Space Museum. And so that means the corridor in this footage is not filled with smoke. That's right, because the explosion didn't occur in the Space Museum. The explosion occurred in Launchpad 1 on the side opposite to the Space Museum. Oh my god. And now that we know these 2 astronauts escaped from the Space Museum, the mystery from the previous trial of how they got down the ladder is cleared up. Holy hell, that is insane. This whole time, this had a 2. I love this game. I love this series. Ace Attorney, take me. Simply took the elevator from the upper levels down to the middle. My mind is blown. Just incredible. The 2 launch pads were actually switched. But you think someone would have noticed an event of this magnitude? Everyone, you can shake your head all you want, Phoenix. Shake your head as much as you want, Phoenix. You get this smug moment. Everyone was down in the basement shelter when the launch pads were swapped back. Oh my god. This is the best. This is the best. There is no way anyone could have known what was happening on the surface. Oh, the noise level's gone. That was so impressive to me. Oh my god, because like I love when stuff happens when you don't notice it fully. But now you know what I mean? Like when you're like, oh, now you look back and you're like, how did I not realize that? But of course, like you're not looking for that stuff all the time. Bye-bye. Oh my god, I'm so hyped. No more lies, Detector Cosmos. It's high time. You told us the truth.
My honor, my glory, everything is slipping away. Time to deploy the ultimate weapon. Collecting engine. Ignition. It's gone AWOS.
This is his breakdown. Oh my god, you're called the shooting stars. It won't stop. Dude, you're donezo. I love, man, that's an instant classic breakdown. Okay. Not that way. Okay, he's gone. Roadrunner style. What a day. What a day. I am so happy. What a trial. Because again, this was not like a really heavy trial in terms of like the length of it. It was actually kind of a quicker trial, I would say, to get to this breakdown at least. I don't know if there's going to be like, now here's the thing. At any moment now, Blackwell could go, actually, you know? Which happens. Oh, we're fading though. We're fading. Which happens all the time. And we're going to get an actual, oh my god, he is disheveled. He is disheveled. Like it was a heavy trial in terms of like how personal it was and how like it was a sad time for a lot of people here. But in terms of the length, it definitely wasn't as long. And I think that happens sometimes. The fourth trials are like sometimes I want to say in Trials and Tribulations, the fourth trial or the trial before the last trial wasn't as long as the last trial. Because the last trial was or the last case, I should say. I see we managed to retrieve you before you came to any bodily harm. Director Cosmos, do you admit you switched the launch pads?
I admit it's true. I switched to launch pad 1 for the Space Museum. It is good to hear words I can believe for a change.
Before you do, Your Honor, 2 things. First, we know that Mr. Look at Clay had prior knowledge of the switch. As for Mr. Starbuck, he was unaware of his surroundings thanks to his medication. Either way, Mr. Tram would have realized the instant he stepped into the Space Museum that it had been switched with the Launchpad 1. Right. So my first question is, if the Space Museum was perfectly fine, why did Mr. Tram feel the need to put on such a dramatic display? As for my second question, I'd like the Director Cosmos to tell us why he switched to 2 launch pads to begin with. Yeah.
Please, I can't. I exercise my right to remain silent. But I will say, my hands were tied.
What?
I was only doing what I could to keep my men from getting caught in that blast.
So he knew about the blast for sure. That was going to happen there. The director is terrified. He must have one heck of a reason for not wanting to explain why. Probably not a good time to pry it out of him, huh?
Excuse me. Would you mind if I picked up my stars? Without my badge of rank, I am nothing.
Man, oh my god, that's kind of depressing. I will say, why not Bailiff help the director retrieve his stars? He's down, man. He's really down.
It appears the possibility of a culprit other than the defendant has presented itself. Mr. Starbuck, is there anything you wish to say?
I don't get it.
Don't get it?
Yeah, it is confusing. What? Director, why did you do all that? From the very beginning, you never meant for the launch to go ahead, did you? You tricked us. I think he genuinely knew about the explosion.
Starbuck, my boy, I'm sorry, but I can't tell you the reason why. But I had to do it to protect the Space Center.
Director, will I ever get the chance to go into space again? Man!
Yes, of course. I won't rest until it happens. I will get you into space again, my boy.
Holy hell. Then the dream is still alive. Clay's dream as well, though. Oh! Oh my god, I felt it. I felt it was gonna happen.
You're not going into space, Starbuck. But prison, I won't have it any other way.
Why are you so hung up on him? Yeah, that's true. It is. It seems it's very personal.
I accept the launch pad radio were switched. If there were a third person at the scene, I suppose they could have escaped. But I've yet to see proof of this third person's escape via the Space Museum. That's a good point.
But your sister saw someone. I don't have any proof.
Starbuck, you will spill everything you know.
What? Me?
Where did you get those bombs? Tell me.
He's just saying, straight up saying it was him.
If you don't, my blade shall feast upon your blood.
If I'm going to die, I want to die in space.
I have to do something.
Solomon Starbuck, prepare yourself.
It's very personal for Simon right now. Yeah, Fulbright. Yes, Fulbright. The proper time to do that. Now, you know violence isn't the answer, Prosecutor Blackwell. What an entrance for Fulbright.
That annoying, really cheerful laugh. It can't be none other than...
Yeah, Mr. Fulbright, well done.
Champion of righteousness, Bobby Fulbright here. In justice we trust.
Detective Fulbright?
Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Lawyer. I hope I'm not too late.
I don't believe we had an appointment.
I tried to hurry, but I ended up helping a little old lady cross the street.
That's so you.
And then I had to break up a cat fight. I tell you, justice sure is a full-time job.
He will between cats, or I think it's because like a very like a weird term for fights between like two pretty ladies. I think back in the day was like called a cat fight. I think it's very common knowledge that that was called a cat fight. I remember like in the very like in the early 2000s, late 90s, that was like a very common term that people would use when two women were fighting. Very derogatory, right? Very derogatory. You know, not really used today because it's like, okay, you know,
the defendant isn't a culprit.
So that's why I choose to believe Fulbright broke up a fight between two cats. Two actual cats.
I came to make sure that justice is served.
I don't have any idea what you're talking about.
Fulbright, I always thought you were a bit touched in the head. But have you finally succumbed?
Nope, but it looks like you've succumbed to the phantom of yours.
Oh, there we go, the phantom stuff, yeah.
Open your eyes, let the evidence of justice uncloud your judgment.
What evidence?
Come to think of it, he did say something about finding some evidence. He did. I thought he was just saying I thought he was just saying that for the sake of it.
Thanks, Stu. I feel a lot better now that I'm able to get off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you.
I didn't think he was serious, though. Same. So what is the detective? Is this something that will prove Mr. Starbuck's innocent?
It is indeed. Have a look at this.
The lighter. The lighter. There's blood on it. That's right, a lighter. Thought to have been used by the culprit, no less. The Space Museum is cleaning robot picked it up.
It has the victim Clay Terrain's blood along with his killer's fingerprint on it.
A fingerprint? No, that's... Oh no, that is that's such a deciding factor. That's such a deciding factor. What if it is Starbuck?
Dr. Fulbright, can I assume that the fingerprint don't belong to the defendant? You bet. Mr. Starbuck is totally innocent.
So, this is just what I needed. Yeah, but who is it then? Because I'm starting to believe Cosmos didn't kill me either. Your Honor, this is decisive evidence that supports the defense's claim earlier.
Explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
With pleasure, Your Honor. Recall where this lighter was found. Based on what we can extrapolate, that after the killer was murdered Haran, they escaped with the lighter in hand to the Space Museum, where they dropped it. The switching of the two launch pads occurred.
Yeah.
And finally, the killer left through the boarding lounge 2 and made their escape. Meanwhile, Mrs. Starbuck was found in the boarding lounge 1 after the murder. A fact that Director Cosmos has testified to. Therefore, Mr. Starbuck couldn't have possibly been the one to drop the lighter there. Good job, Phoenix.
Silence.
But the defendant had free reign of the area until Cosmos disappeared. Appeared, sorry. Could he not have dropped the lighter in the space museum during that span of time?
Objection.
Yeah, object to him. We gotta keep the pressure on.
You'd like that to be true, wouldn't you? But Director Cosmos testified that right after he saw the mysterious figure with the lighter, he went into the lounge and found the unconscious Mr. Starbuck. In other words, Mr. Starbuck wouldn't have had the time to double back to the museum. No, Prosecutor Blackwell, this lighter could only have been dropped by the real killer.
Oh, well done, Phoenix.
But the fingerprint, though, who is it? Most importantly, Mr. Starbuck's fingerprints were nowhere to be found in this lighter. I think you understand what this means, don't you? He's innocent. This piece of evidence unequivocally proves that Mr. Starbuck wasn't the culprit. Yeah, but who is it, though? Like, great, we win. But who was it?
This does indeed defeat the decisive evidence that proves the defense's claims.
As for the remote switch that was found in Mr. Starbuck's pocket, we can assume it was planted by the killer on the unconscious Mr. Starbuck.
No, there must be some mistake.
Oh, he's feeling it now. Frantically, Prosecutor Blackwell, I've been worried about you. Oh, Fulbright. You've been chasing this defendant for 7 whole years. I understand your urgency, because tomorrow... What's tomorrow? What's tomorrow?
Fulbright, you promised never to speak of that.
Huh? Tomorrow? What about tomorrow? Yeah, what about tomorrow? Okay, yeah, he's moving on.
Given the body of evidence, I think it's safe to say the defendant's innocence. In light of the fact that it was impossible for him to have committed the crime, a few unanswered questions remain, so I look forward to seeing what you two uncover. But for now, this court finds the defendant, Solomon Starbuck.
I don't feel good about this because who's the fingerprint? This is the first time. Like, it's good to have it not guilty, but it's one of those times where I'm like, but what does this mean? Who was the fingerprint? Was it Yuri?
Okay, no, Athena's happy. I'm happy.
But like, yeah, like, was it Yuri? Was it a robot? Because he took the robot's prints as well. We did it, Mr. Wright. Looks like he pulled it off somehow, huh? With some help from Detective Fulbright. Mr. Wright, Miss Sykes, thank you. And please thank Apollo for me too, of course. You all are the best. I wish we could tell Apollo about Mr. Starbuck's verdict right now. Me too, but that's going to have to wait.
Now that the verdict has been reached, I'd like to bring today's trial to a close. Court is adjourned.
Wow. But we didn't find out who the fingerprint was at all.
Objection.
Oh, I've never said this about Blackwell. Because I've never said this, but I'm going to say my man. Because Blackwell is my man for doing this. Because I want to know. He's definitely going to talk about the fingerprint. For sure.
It simply isn't possible. Something's wrong. Prosecutor Blackwell, are you dissatisfied with the verdict? Fulbright, what were the results?
Yes, exactly.
The results?
Well, I was in a hurry, you see, and then there was that cat fight, and, well, I kind of got carried away when I heard the prints weren't Mr. Starbuck, so, oh, Fulbright.
You've yet to read it.
Prosecutor Black, can you read out who the prints belong to? Oh my god, why am I so nervous? Upon thorough analysis, the fingerprints... What? In what? Athena? But... Oh my god, I could barely breathe it there for a second. Wait, is this what they were talking about when she was like... They were like, oh my god, you finally returned. Remember, the queen returned to the castle and all this stuff. I thought it was going to be like one of the robots or something. We're going to have to like... Or Yuri or something. Like, because you remember he said he printed the robots. Oh my god, so says the report. Athena? What? Me? Yeah. Oh, I have the worst chill just came up my back. Like, the kind of like scary chill. The dread chill. What?
Order, I say, order!
Miss Sykes, tell me you have an explanation for this, please. We just finished proving that the lighter could only belong to the killer. So finding Prince is going to lead us to one grave conclusion. Oh my god, Athena, I don't know how they got there. But I know I'm not the culprit. I believe you, but what the hell? Like, how did this happen? I believe her. What? The music is terrifying. This can't be happening. I literally thought it was going to be one of the robots, or it was going to be going to somehow relate back to being like it was going to be like, oh, the lighter belonged to Clay, or the lighter actually belonged to like Yuri, or something like, you know, like something weird. I thought the robots, or in the worst case scenario, was going to be like Clay was somehow alive and they were going to stab me in the heart with this beautiful soul. But no. What the hell? I don't think any of our reasoning was faulty. So how could it have led to this? Oh my god, we're just adding it to the record? Are we keeping going? Is this going to keep going? What have I done? Please. Oh my god, I thought chapter 4. I thought it was over. 4 might be longer than we thought.
Order, Detective Fulbright, stop your crying.
I'm ready to cry. I've never felt like this is an Ace Attorney game, and the noise of the crowd and the music is making it even more tense. I could barely I was like finding it hard to breathe for a second. How shocking that was! Holy hell! It's like the world's gone mad. Yes, I can't deal with this.
Order, I will have order.
Oh my god! Confusion spiraled into utter chaos. After all we fought for, the truth had turned cruelly on us to accuse Athena of the crimes.
So she's gonna be accused.
Oh no. Somehow, everything had gone terribly wrong. We had stumbled over the edge of reason and into the jaws of a twisted darkness.
Wait, no.
What? That's the end? It ends there? I was like, no, we're going to keep going with this trial then, right? So the next part, oh my god, the chapter 5 is going to be all about, it's going to be we're defending Athena next time, aren't we? We're defending Athena. Where's Apollo though? What's he going to think about this? Oh my god, what's Apollo going to think about this? What the hell is Apollo going to think about this? Because he's not in the right mind as well. He's not in the right mind. So we know that Athena has some relation to that station if she was nervous talking to one of them, right? When she was really nervous. It's like, oh, you returned here. The queen has returned to the castle. The princess or something has returned to the castle. This is crazy. This is going to go down as one of the most shocking moments in Ace Attorney history. Athena. I know she didn't do it. I know she didn't. But that doesn't change anything. It doesn't change my shock or surprise. What are we going to do? What's Apollo going to say? What's Trucy going to say? Well, I know they're going to believe her. They have to, but maybe I'm worried Apollo's not in the right mind to take this news, though. Because everything points to whoever had the lighter was the killer. That's what everything points to. And Athena was very familiar with the space station. I'm not saying she did it, by the way. I'm saying that this is why they're going to bring up she was very familiar with the space station. Guys, this is going to end this video here. We're going to come back in the next one with more stuff on Athena. What a shocking moment. We knew there was going to be some surprise, but I didn't expect that. Thank you so much to Tyfara 2, Jamie Bull, Janet the Banana, The Ghost of Inazuma, Felicitas Felix, Yuld, Radish, Nusta, Shabata Bread, Malcolm Conde, Death Trap, and Link Sparky, and guys. My throat is gone. What a shocking moment. I'll see you guys very, very soon. Bye-bye.